So, let me know, guys, chat, where you are watching from, and welcome here on a Saturday when the market is closed. We are still working to be ahead of other people, and obviously I want to put the studio light on green because it was a green week last week. Let's see how the week's starting with the job report and everything, while many people say, hey, yeah, you have to look into those for the calculation of the job report. Yes, you can do that, but still, you know, the headlines will definitely show us maybe a little bit of pressure for the tech stocks. But was yesterday, okay? Let's talk about today's brand new topic, which is quite interesting as well, because we are seeing this market rotation. We are seeing that the money flows from the tech side and the momentum and story stocks rather to the value side of things. And that's why we will dive into seven value stocks today, which could be a nice play if you want to go into the recovery of the economy, and while still a couple of countries, specifically in Europe, have a little bit problems with the recovery. I mean, going into the third lockdown, France, Germany considering, right? We might see that, in Europe it will take a little bit longer, but US seems to be in a great path. And I want to directly start with the top 3 recovery stocks. Okay, so if you're betting on a recovery of the economy, I want to go directly into the top 3 that I'm thinking, and then we will talk about other stocks. Let's talk about Carnival Corporation. Okay, this stock is a stock that I actually recommended a couple of months ago when it was like at, I think, $17. So you could make a fantastic money already on the stock, because I thinking, first, this stock is very great for the recovery, because you are seeing that Saudi money, for example, is going into that. So they have a strong financial position. They have, a great product, right? With the cruise liners and the huge inventory of ships. They are getting more and more bookings as well. So I think this is a strong company, and they were a very, very big dividend payer. So if you're looking into the 5-year chart, you can exactly see where they are coming from, and they were pretty much flat or even a little bit declining when you're looking into 2007, 2018 to 2020. And then, we just took this very deep dive. And if you're thinking about, the concept of cruise liners, you could imagine that, even though maybe the health situation is still present, you could see that I think that there could be some solutions where the people just say, hey, as soon as you enter our boat, you will take a test, and then even then you can see if maybe they could have this extra security measurements. And I think it's fantastic. Okay, I think it's a very interesting company if you're looking into the recovery of the economy, and I think that this is this is one of my top picks. Okay, then we're going into an airline. The next pick is Lufthansa. Also, this stock I recommended for buying when it was lying around, I think 6 or 7, so you could make a nice 30-40% on that. You could imagine that this airline is very important for the Germans. Okay, it's a big German company. It got support by the German government, and it's no way this company will have problems where they are battling the, let's say, existence of this company. Okay, and this is very important because governments have this financial power. And I think that this is something to really look into when a government says, we are looking after this company definitely will not have any problems. And as you can see here, over the last couple of days, since about October, slowly the stock even goes higher and higher and higher. So you could make here a very nice profit already if you have bought it when I talked about it first. But still, I think there's room. You can see here that over the last couple of years the stock went even to $30. You have to always imagine, guys, now they will have a huge demand for flights, so this can have impact on the overall business, and there will be not enough flights for catering all of those people that want to go on holidays. Okay, and the last one in the top 3 is obviously a beverage company, guys. If in restaurants when they are closed, in clubs when they are closed, in lounges when they are closed, there's obviously less purchase of beer. And Anheuser and Busch company is actually, the company behind Beck's, behind Bud Light, and all of these big brands. And you can imagine when all of the economy reopens or slowly reopens, that those are the products that will be selling fast. So I think also here you can see a recovery into this level. So currently we are somewhere around 53. Pre-health crisis we were like at 70 levels. So maybe with the extra demand that we will see in a very short time, we might return to those numbers at 88 or $90 per share. So this is also, it's in euros, so 90 or 70 euros per stock. So those are the top 3. Let me know what you think, guys. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe button here, and obviously always never this is my sign. Never forget to also ring the bell to get notified for all those new videos. Now, let's further go into the next one, which is a company that I barely talked. But I really like because their concept is quite niche. Okay, it's a very important airline in the US, Southwest Airlines. And think about that idea. When people are allowed to travel, then they will, specifically in the US, maybe first travel around US. Okay, they will not risk too much. They need to build up the trust again, and they will fly domestic. Okay, so I think that those 350 million people are actually quite eager to fly with Southwest Airlines that are specialized in domestic flights in the US. And as you can see, it's not a let's say how you say it, not a secret anymore that this company is quite doing well. As you can see here, they even went higher than the pre-health crisis price before. So you can see that here it's already maybe over, but I still think that Southwest Airlines will benefit quite tremendously and maybe can go to all-time highs that they had here at 65, maybe even higher with the huge trend on flying, right? The next one, I don't like this company. okay? I'm telling you. But sometimes you have to go over your ego and you have to look into it why the stock could rise when something happens, okay? And if the economy opens further, then I think people will use more Uber. Uber was dramatically, destroyed by the recent, health crisis, right? I mean, so many people don't go for Uber anymore because they think it's just not hygienic enough and they can catch it. But as you can see here, even though those numbers were pretty bad, revenue went down dramatically, and still the stock went higher. And I think with now good news, from their ride sharing, from the core business that dramatically, was under fire over this health crisis, I think that they can go even higher. So maybe a potential here if you want to have into go into this direction of ride sharing. I think Uber is an interesting company. I personally use Uber as well, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the company because I think long term they are having a big challenge to be disrupted. And but today we are talking about recoveries, right? So maybe mid or short-term investments over the next couple of months or even 1 or 2 years. Then a company that I haven't seen people talk about much is VICI Properties. It's a REIT in the US specialized in Las Vegas properties, okay, casino properties. And I think that casinos will come back. It's an experience. People love to spend time there, specifically those Americans. And they just went on buying sprees, okay? They went and bought the Sands for $4 billion, guys, which is insane, okay? And this is exactly what you want to see. When there are crises, you go on shopping tour. So big chapeau to this company's management. Did, I think, in my personal opinion, the right move, and that's why you see also the recovery of the stock went quite already to those levels of pre-pandemic, and you see here even currently exactly where it was just in the mid of February 2020. And I think with this kind of mindset, with this kind of moving forward, I think VICI Properties can be a nice company, okay? Then guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat, okay? I can after this last stock that we will talk about, I want to go into the chat and look through it and talk about with you maybe about some other companies. So then obviously Boeing Company. Yes, Boeing Company is an interesting play as well. As you know, they quite suffered, from the A737 MAX, I think, plus other things that happened, and overall the airline industry was quite damaging. So I think it's quite logical that I'm thinking that this stock can come back. It's specifically very similar to the Lufthansa, that the US government, I think even the Fed said it, that they will not let Boeing Company go bankrupt. Okay, so you have almost like an insurance here, and the company quite nicely recovered from the lows here at 95, almost more than doubled. So this is quite fun to watch and see how this kind of company recovers. So now I want to go into the chat because we have not only people here from Canada, Germany, Norway, London, Green Hope, Belgium, Michigan, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and Portugal, but also we have people here saying another stocks. And guys, I wanted to make this episode a little bit different as well, because you know the stocks that I also love, like Airbnb, right? But I just wanted to show you which other stocks might be interesting, because it's more stocks you are having. Maybe you don't like, Tesla or space, and that's okay. And that's why maybe those stocks that I just talked about, I think that's interesting to know what stocks are here. Julia has a very, very interesting question. Julia says, shouldn't we invested more in reopening stocks like 5 months ago? Yes, for sure. But it's basically you're seeing this rotation right now on the market. So what is actually happening right now here is money moves from stocks in tech and momentum and story stocks a little bit into value stocks, and that's why you see those companies that we just talked about having great performance over the last couple of weeks, rather than Tesla and space and all these other stocks, a little bit cooling off while those stocks were really celebrating. That's why we saw also an all-time high at the Dow. And that's why it's interesting to see maybe how to go from there. And as more news we get that the recovery of the economy happens, as more opening, be honest to yourself. Did you travel already? I don't think so. Will you travel in 5 months? I think yes. And then it need another 3 months until you see the numbers of the companies in their next quarter report. So you can see here that it's take a little bit time. You still have the time to go after those if you like. Okay. Then I had also here Hugo is saying his one interesting place, for example, Disney. Yes, I agree. Now with the reopening of those Disney, those parks and everything, I think this is quite interesting. Then I think there is, Airbnb. Yes, that's also an interesting play. Tesla will, be a great company if they continue like that. Anyway, so I think that stays definitely cool. Make sure to smash that like button, guys. This is always appreciated, and I thank you very much for tuning in. And now I will play you, as always, the most entertaining outro of any YouTube financial channel. Take care, have a fantastic Saturday, and see you tomorrow.